Going live. Yeah. Hello. So hello. I'm not actually sure how many people there are yet, but it's just the two of us because the girls are joining later because we had a bit of a snag. But it's okay. We can have fun. Have you started the book yet?
I actually did this morning. I'm up to chapter 7. I read 6 chapters this morning. So
yeah. If anyone doesn't know, we're gonna be reading. Well, you can read whatever you want. I'm actually deciding because I've not started it yet, but I made the decision to start Eye of the World. And I feel like it's a bit similar, so I don't want to get confused. But then at the same time, by the time I finish Eye of the World, I will need to have finished this. So.
Yeah. It's been a little over a month since I read Malice, and now I'm finding myself that I'm having to remember all the characters that I got associated with last time, and I'm uh-oh. I was just I'm so glad we have a front thing here. How many times have I switched to this this morning, all the character lists? I'm just okay, that's who that person was.
God, yeah, there's so many of them. Even just listening, we can 5 pages. I don't really remember anything, but I was so excited to start. So maybe I should start this.
I'm hoping to finish this and Ruin this month so that I can just do the last one, because I keep forgetting the characters, and I really don't want to have to go through this again.
I know what you mean, especially because we've had quite a long break. I was planning on reading it earlier, but then it's there's always something, isn't there?
Yep.
So,
are you liking Eye of the World so far?
I really am. I'm only 20% in, but that's quite a lot because the book is over 700 pages or 800. So it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I thought I'd find it a bit boring because everyone says it's really slow, but I'm really enjoying it. But it does remind me of, well, Malice does remind me of it, but in a good way. It's very similar type of story, but it's really fun. And there's way less characters. I find it actually less confusing than I did Malice at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just a bit easier to get oriented in the world and stuff. Yeah. So I'm surprised, but I'm really loving it. I haven't watched the trailer yet. So I'm doing a vlog, so I want to react to the trailer. I'm so excited though to see it. Everyone seems to really like it. I don't know if you've seen it.
I did. So I've read the whole first Eye of the World, and I started the second one, but I kind of lost interest. I might need to revisit it, just to see if I can get through that one, because I heard the first season's going to cover the first 2 books.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, I know. And actually, I was watching somebody talk about it, and I remember right at the beginning of the book, the second book, some scenes, and they did show those scenes in the trailer. So I know that it's going to be the first 2, seasons. Yeah.
God. I barely can make this one before it's the second season. Well, before it premieres, I mean, but it's okay.
Yeah, I want to sit down and read the second Witcher book also, because I know the second Witcher show is coming out in I think December. So
yeah, I think you're right. I wanted to buy so I bought the Polish edition because I speak Polish, so I wanted to read it. But I bought only the first book. I was I'll just buy it as I go. So I was home for a holiday now. But they had I think they had the first, fourth, fifth, but not the second and third, which was the 2 that I could have kind of gone with.
Yeah.
So I didn't end up getting it. So I don't know. I'll read it at some point. But to be fair, I'm I don't even mind being spoiled a little. Even with the Eye of the World, I think it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, and then Dune's coming out at the end of October, and I have to I'm actually hoping to read. I've got 3 large fantasy books on my TBR this month. I've got this one, I got Ruin, and then I have Dune, and I'm really hoping to do all 3 of them.
Yeah, I read Dune when it was first supposed to come out, the movie. I read it. I was oh yes, I did it, and then they postponed it. I was fuck. Okay, well, I'll forget everything. So I kind of did, but it is really it's a bit slow. But I really enjoyed it as well. I thought it was really good. It was just took me a long time to get through it.
Well, I don't know. I did see like that it was a series, so I'm kind of like hoping like that I like it because like then I might go out and get the other books.
Yeah, I bought the Dune Messiah, I think it's called, which is the second book on
Okay.
Kindle.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll get to it because I think even the first movie, it's only half of the first book.
Oh, is
So
it?
I think so. I think that's what they said. And then somewhere I heard that they want to make it 3 movies as well. I was like, that seems like stretching it. Like two movies
Yeah.
make sense to me because there is a part in the book when it kind of like all switches, so it makes sense. But 3, it doesn't make sense. So hopefully they don't split it that much.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like I feel like series like are where it's at like right now. Like movies are kind of like, whatever, like, but like I feel like series is like where it's at like right now because like everybody's doing series for stuff because you can't get everything in a movie. You just can't
mhm.
do it.
No, I just think it makes so much more sense, especially when it's like fantasy and stuff. Because yeah, like you said, you can't get everything, and if you have a series, you like really get attached to it. It just makes sense, especially when there's like Eye of the World, like Eye of the World is the first book, right? Time Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
It's like 12 books or something. So like
15.
that'd be a lot. 50.
I think
Okay,
it's
now it makes
15.
sense they're combining the first 2 books.
Yeah.
But I just take them so long if it was movies as well. So I think it's a good shout to like just make it a series.
Mhm.
And like we know it can work because of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
One season, but it worked for a while.
Yeah, but I think the problem like with Game of Thrones is like they ran out of material because J.R.
Mhm.
Martin hadn't finished the series and nobody like and it's like, well, we have to make more of these, so we're just gonna hopefully like hope this
Yeah.
goes well, you know?
Yeah, and I think like the creators just at the last season they were like stopped caring, so they were
Yeah.
like whatever, let's just get it over with, which is
Mhm.
such a shame because like I know it was so like when it was good, I was like oh my god, I can't wait to like rewatch it, and then the last season happened, I was like I'm not even bothering, so they're a waste, but oh well.
Mhm.
We're, there's so many exciting like adaptations actually.
I
Oh, yeah.
know. I'm so excited. I want to like sit down like and watch like the old Dune movie. I haven't seen like the original because I know that there's an old one.
Yeah, I watched a trailer for it. Oh my god, it looks horrific. Like it's just so like quirky is not even the word for it. It's just so weird. And like the visual effects, like it's really old and I don't think they had that big of a budget. It just looks terrible. And like the acting as well. I don't know. Like the guy doesn't really speak. I feel like Timothy Chalamet or what, however say his name. He's actually like really giving me strong main character vibes from that book because he's
Mhm.
like a bit of a brat in that book anyway, and he's a bit of like like the soft boy or whatever. So I feel like he's perfect for it. I'm very excited actually. So hopefully it'll be good.
Mhm.
I think when is it coming out? Like sometime soon, right?
Towards the end of October, but like I want to go ahead and get the book read because I'm not sure if it's going to take me a couple months like to really digest it. So
Yeah, it might take a sec.
yeah, and I wanted to like watch I was kind of tempted like to watch the old movie too, just to get a feel for like because I know
Yeah.
like the old movie is like a big deal to a lot of
Mhm.
people. So
Yeah, I think it's like maybe like a cult classic when it's like, is it necessarily good? Maybe not, but it means a lot to people and people they really like it. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be fun as well for a cinema. I think it's like a cinema kind of movie.
yeah,
Are you into Marvel?
yes,
Yeah. Have you seen Shang-Chi?
last night. Yep, yep.
Yeah, I saw it first as well. But so I was in Portugal and I was with my boyfriend because he's like working there a little. So I was like, oh, let's go see Shang-Chi. Like, I called them and I was like, is it in English? And they're like, yeah, it's all English with subtitles. I was like, awesome. We get there and they spoke so much Mandarin. And like,
Mhm.
normally I'd be like super happy that they did. But the subtitles for Mandarin were in Portuguese. So about a third of the movie, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Oops.
Like the whole beginning, the first scene when she's like explaining to him whatever. I was like, I have no clue what's happening. It's just like they might be immortal, they might not be. I don't know why they're fighting. It was so funny. And then we were not because normally they do like couple words and then they switch to English, but they really weren't
Yeah.
great with this one. So I was like,
Mhm. I was really surprised about like the character from Iron Man 3 that made a cameo though in this. Like I kept wondering, I was like, wonder whatever happened to that guy, and it's like it was answered.
It was crazy. Oh my god, when we saw him, it was so funny. And like he's got proper English accent as well. I just thought it was so funny, like the way he did it. And the actor is quite famous as well. So I think they did it well though. Like they incorporated him enough to be funny, but not too much where you're like, what's happening?
And what about like what was up like with that pig with wings? Like it wasn't even like it didn't have a face. Like where was the face? It was like bothering me.
Right. It's sensitive about the face. But it was fun. It was really good. I was really liked it because I also like a lot of like Korean dramas and stuff. And I feel like they really encapsulated the like old Hong Kong kung fu movies and stuff with the style of fighting and the extensive use of slow motion, which is really popular in like Korean dramas and stuff. So I thought it was fun.
Yeah. It was so good. I love the fighting scenes. They were so beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was just so different. I feel like it's getting a bit like boring when they do the same kind of fight scene, and this was like breath of fresh air. But it was like completely new, very exciting. I like how they did it, like they proper like paid the homage and stuff. So I was like really happy. But I really hope people go see it because I was in Portugal and that was like the day it premiered, and it was like us and maybe like 5 other people in the cinema. I was like, where's everyone? So hopefully it does well. I think it's doing pretty well. It said 8.8 million or something.
Okay. Yeah, I went and saw it at the drive-in because like I still won't go into theaters. Like I live in Florida like right now, so everything is like still like our COVID numbers are ridiculous. Like we are like in the deep dark red like for them, and I won't like I'm like really trying like to avoid like going like to too many places right now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it was nice there because Portugal was doing pretty okay, so it wasn't too bad. And it's just like empty cinema, so you're just there by yourself, like having fun. But yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Do you want to start the sprints? Maybe at 15 past.
Yeah.
How long do you think the first one should be? Let me pull up something. Do you want to do like 15, 20 minutes?
That's good.
Hopefully the girls can join by then. Let's do 20 then. Let me share my screen. Can you see it okay?
Yes.
Brilliant. All right, so we're kicking off and we're going to read for 20. What should I read? Okay, let's start with Valour. Let's get it done at some point. Oh, yeah. How'd you do?
I only got like a little over a chapter read, so
yeah,
I'm still trying to.
Yeah, which is like a chapter in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It is like tiny little fonts.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of exciting already. Actually, maybe I got 2 chapters. I love how the animal companions are like handled. Because I thought that Hound was gonna die, but I'm glad he's survived.
Yes.
Oh, it's really cute. It got like kind of dark while I was reading. I was like, oh, I can't see properly. So we have 2 people watching. Do you want to tell us what you're reading or what you're doing? I guess, even if you're not reading. Oh, Rose reading 6 Crimson Cranes. I want to read that this month. She already princess. Do you have did you buy the book, The 6 Crimson Cranes? It looks so pretty.
I got it from the Fairy Loot edition, and it's got like these beautiful like sprayed like stenciled sprayed edges like that have cranes along them. It's so pretty.
That is so nice. I'm so jealous. I bought the ebook because I read the first one she wrote, Spin to Dawn.
Yeah, I
didn't really like it, so I was like, I don't want to spend money on it if I don't like it.
Yeah, I need to read those yet. I actually want to read those before I get to 6 Crimson Cranes because like that's already completed duology.
Yeah. I thought the first half of the first book was really good, and I really enjoyed it because it was like literally what was pitched, like Project Runway. Really, really fun, and I loved it. And then I feel like once the second half is kind of like a different story, I was like, well, this is not what I signed up for. So hopefully you like it though. It was well written. That's why I want to give this one a chance as well. It's just I didn't think it was badly written. It's just maybe the story wasn't like for me.
Yeah.
And I think this is a retelling of this story I remember from my childhood when it was like this girl and she had like 7 brothers or something, or 6, I guess, and they were like swans, and she had to knit them little sweaters to make them humans. I remember that so vividly. I was like, oh my god, is that a retelling? Like, I still don't know if it is. I just assume it is because it sounds so similar. So oh, Kylie's reading Assassin's Apprentice. I really need to read that book. I've heard so many good things. Have you read it?
I have. I bought them because like I wanted to collect the illustrated editions of the books. And I got lucky enough like to find them. Especially like the first one. I know like the first like one was getting harder to find, so I just went ahead and got it. And then like I've been wanting to read like Robin Hobb a lot like that because I know it's more grim dark fantasy.
Yeah, I heard really, really good things. I think I did that video where you're like 25 books I want to read before I'm 25, and that's on the list. But that's been going poorly. I mean, I read one, and then Eye of the World's on the list. I'm reading it now, and then I want to read Assassin's Apprentice. But just so many like big fantasy. I don't know what I was thinking. Starting all these series and all of them really big and dense. Aurora does say it's a retelling of a fairy tale. I thought it was. I remember watching a cartoon with that fairy tale as well. I don't know. Vivid memory of mine. The Frederick says he's reading up on ADHD. Fun stuff indeed.
So it's good to know more about that.
Yeah, I wanna read a bit more nonfiction this year as well, because I was doing so well, and now I'm doing so badly. I'm just like, damn it.
I know, for some reason, like, I find it easier to do nonfiction on audiobooks.
Same. But I feel like either I don't know where to look, or like I just don't know what to pick up, and I can't find, like, I feel like all the ones I wanted to read, I've read. So I'm like, what should I read next?
Yeah.
That was an audiobook, because I don't really physically, it's just like I never get to it. I don't really have the time. Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm in the middle of so many books now, and usually I'm the type, like, I have one audiobook, I have one physical, and sometimes maybe I have an ebook, so it's like maybe 3 max. But now I'm like, I started this, I'm reading The Eye of the World, I'm listening to the last book in the Ember in the Ashes series. No, not last one, the third one in the Ember in the Ashes series. And I started Dark Vanessa. I'm like, what am I doing?
I loved my Dark Vanessa, but like it was such a difficult read. Like it was so hard hitting, but I loved it. It was so good.
I'm barely into it. Maybe like I just read a little bit on a plane today. But I thought it was written really interesting. Yeah, only 13%. But so far it's really interesting, and I think it's just gonna be such an interesting perspective, because like the main character, I mean, I'm sure there's more to it, obviously. But for now, it just feels like she has a lot of growing to do as well, just like her perspective on like other women and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, this could be great, but I think it's written in the first person present tense, which I'm always like, why? Why? So yeah. Oh, is this about Valour, maybe Malice? It's Rabbi Meister's Animal Companions reading. Oh yeah, okay, I didn't read it. Nice. We do love a good animal companion. And you know how I was like saying they didn't sorry if you can hear screaming, it's my niece. I know how I was saying like they didn't mention the horse when they were running away. Well, they mentioned the horse, and I want horse and not gonna spoil whatever, to like become buddies and travel the world together. I think that's fair. I feel like audiobooks are like practice, if that makes sense. Like I feel like at first I was struggling a lot as well, but now I can like do quite a lot and listen to audiobooks.
So I never listened to audiobooks before I started listening to the Dresden Files. But James Marsters, the guy that played Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, narrates all of those. And he was so good at it. Like he did the voices, like, you know, he had like all this feeling in it, and it just really sucked me in. And so I sat like and listened to all of the audiobooks, and then like after like that, like I felt better about listening to audiobooks, because like if the narrator isn't good, I don't even care about it.
Yeah. I feel like I've had books that probably if I read it physically, I would have been liked it fine, but because the audiobook was just not gelling with me, I was like, I had such a bad time. But actually, Ember in the Ashes. So at first, I started the audiobook. I was like, why does this main girl character sound 12? But I don't know. They grew on me so much, because they're like, each character has their own voice actor, but you know they only do their sections. And then they were like acting a lot, like they do the shouting, they're proper into it. So that's why I find it quite exciting, because like when the actors like really selling it, I feel like that makes it like enhances the experience.
And you said you were on the 4th one or the 3rd one?
Third one, Reaper at the Gates, I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
I finished like that series at the beginning of last month.
Yes. Was it satisfying?
Yes. And also I was like ruined, because I'm just like, there's no more. I have no more to read of this series. Like, where is the rest of it?
Oh my god, yeah. I was like, so, because normally I find that second book is like, I really feel the second book syndrome a lot of times, but I thought like this one was so good. It was like so engaging and fun, and a lot of happened. It felt necessary. It was like, I'm in pain, and this one's already good as well. But yeah, I'm barely into it, maybe like 10. This is why the issue is like, I'm reading all these books. I'm 10% into all of them. I'm like, what am I gonna read? Need to start my vlog for like bookathon, and I'm like, oh god, what do I even talk about? So many things.
Yeah.
But I am, to be fair, I'm having fun with this. Just reminded me how much I love the previous book. Hopefully it's a bit less slow, this one. The font's so small though, Kira.
I know.
It's so small.
Your book, I think your book's actually smaller than mine though.
I think it is. Mine's just like a normal book size. Is yours like one of those big ones?
Yeah, it's like the big paper, floppy paperback thing.
But like the font's literally like, well, it doesn't look that small when I do this, but like it is so small. Like comparing it to a normal book. Yeah. That looks maybe slightly bigger, but probably not that much.
Yeah. I don't think it's that much.
Oh god. Just opened it and broke. Oops. I'm just reading this comment about audiobooks. Yeah. Yeah, I do think it helps sometimes. That's why I like listening to like epic fantasies that otherwise are probably DNF or something. I listen to all of the Mistborn. I was like, what? Mistborn series on audiobooks. And I think if I did not listen to it but read it, I would not get through the second book. But because I was listening to it was okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to listen to Wheel of Time, but I couldn't find the audiobook. I think it's on Audible, but I don't want to pay for it. Like, even if I bought the ebook, the audiobook was like $5, $6, or maybe even more dollars or whatever. So I was like, nah, I already spent money on this. But it's actually reading okay. And I think it's helping seeing all the names, you know, because then I can make a mental collection. Yeah.
I know. Like for the first book for the Wheel of Time, I actually bought the physical book, and then I was like listening to it on audio also. So I was like, because like it was just easier for me because because what happened was I originally bought the first book, but like then I realized how small the font was, so I ended up buying it again on audiobook. And then I actually like went through and skimmed it and like used tabs like to kind of like outline it like I typically do after I read the audiobook.
Nice.
So so if I need to go back and review that first one, because I didn't know how like long it was going to be like in between like me reading the first one and me getting to the second one, you know. But I spent like way too much money like on that series already.
Yeah, I didn't want to buy a physical one because I didn't know if I'd like it. Like it was kind of 50-50. I could really Frank is here. I could really not gel with it. Hello.
Hi, I am so sorry.
No worries at all. Good to have you. We only read once, so you didn't miss out on that much. Don't worry.
Oh, great. I was driving home and an accident had happened, and I was supposed to be on time, but then it was like, you know, a single road, so we couldn't go anywhere but wait, basically, until they cleared up.
No worries. Now. I was just telling Kira, we were just talking about Wheel of Time because I started the first book. I'm really enjoying it. That's good. But I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get them confused in my head, like Malice and Wheel of Time, because they're a bit similar. I know now what you mean. Like, you were talking about like the main boy character from a village and he gets plucked. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like really like, well, I guess Wheel of Time was first, but it's like a very like a prototype of a character, I guess. But I just bought the ebook, but I feel like it's working well because I'm not realizing how small the font is, so I'm going through it better.
Yeah.
Because the physical one, I feel like be so intimidating. I'd just be like, there's still so much left. But I feel like I've read so much, but I'm only 20% into it, and it's only like 100-something pages.
Those books are so thick, and the writing is so small.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a beast.
That's
why I was like, I wanted to start it because I want to read it over the month before the movie comes out. So I was like, okay, let me read a little bit over the time.
Is it going to be a movie or was it going to be a TV series?
Yes, TV series. You're right.
Okay, no, I mean I could totally had it wrong. I wasn't sure.
No, it is a TV series, and we were just saying the trailer's out, but I have not checked out the trailer yet. So.
I've seen like little snippets, but
yeah. But Kira told me that it was the first 2 books, and now I'm like, fuck. then I can't even read it before the show comes out because I barely can have time to read the first one. But it's fine. I'll just get spoiled and then.
Well, you might have time, like, though, because like they probably like won't get to like the second portion of the book until further like into the series. So
are they just doing one episode a week?
That's a really good question. I can look it up on IMDb.
Yeah, I think if it's Prime, that's how they're doing it mostly, right? Or do they drop it all at once? Netflix always drops it all at once.
That's a good question. They dropped The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I don't know if you guys have seen The Marvelous Miss Maisel, but like they dropped that one all at once. That's a really good show, by the way.
Yeah, I was watching Cruel Summer, and I think they dropped that all at once as well.
No, it looks like they're going to do like one at a well, so far it looks like they're going to do like one at a time because they've only got like the date for the first one, which was November 19th.
Oh, okay. So I still have 2 months. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I can do it. If I put my mind to it. I'm also moving, and like my new apartment is like 5 minutes away from this really big library. I'm so excited. So I'm like, maybe I can get it from the library. Because before pandemic, I was actually like going to the library quite a lot. But because of the pandemic, obviously I was a bit like, I want to go. But now I feel like I'm okay again. It's such a big library as well. I'm just like, before we even moved in, when we just saw the apartment, I was like going on their website and seeing what books they have. And like, I was so excited. Such a big selling point for me. I was like, God, I'm a nerd. But it's just so nice. Like, it's on my way to work as well, so I feel like it's dangerous.
But at least it's a library, so you're not buying the books.
Yeah.
So you can have lots of books, but not actually spend. At least I'm not sure how the UK library system works. If it's free or not. Yeah.
It's all free. And it's really good because for like London, it's just like all of London, they kind of share books between each other. So I think you can request a book and they'll send it from a different library. So like before I lived in Manchester and they had like two, like they had a lot of libraries, but obviously it's way smaller than London is. So I feel like it's just gonna be so many. And the thing I'm most excited about is the like graphic novels and comics, because I don't want to buy those because I feel like they're so expensive, and the chances of me liking and rereading them are like smaller. So my library here where I lived in London before had so many, but again, pandemics, I couldn't pick it up. But I'm just like so excited about all the comics and like graphic novels. I want to get into it.
Yeah, I just feel like a graphic novel is usually about the same price for me as a hardcover book. They're so much smaller that I'll only buy them if I think I'll really like them.
Yeah, I know what I mean. I have the Saga. It's like a whole compendium, but I got it for my birthday. From Nicole and her books. So that was a lovely present. I still need to read it though. But like that was okay for the price of how many you get. But like if you just get like a tiny little one for like 10, 15 pounds, which I don't know, like
15. Yeah, I have the like the monstrous ones.
Yeah.
And those are all like, for me, like 17, 18 euros each, and that's like, I think it's like 15 pounds.
And they're so tiny as well, right?
It's like afternoon. Maybe 2 hours of reading for me, like maybe, and that's if I go slow.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. That's why I'm like so excited about this.
Yeah.
Library, this whole new world.
Yeah.
I need some Rex, Kira, because I know you read some. So when I get there and see what they have, I'll be like, what's good?
Yeah, I loved Monstrous. I started Descender. Like, if you like a good sci-fi, I started like that one. I was about halfway through that one. That one was really good also. And I like it because it has like a watercolor, like messy kind of feel to the artwork. That one was amazing too. And I still have to finish like the last 3, like for that one. But like, I don't want to finish that one because I liked it so much.
Oh, that's a good feeling though, when you're like, oh, you're so too good to say goodbye.
And I'm kind of like upset because like Saga like was only supposed to take like a year off, and like we're going like I think on 2.5 years like now.
Yeah, I think it's been a while.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like really upset like that we haven't gotten like more from Saga.
Yeah, I can imagine. I generally hate it when it takes so long for a series to finish. I have that with it's not a graphic novel, it's Roar by Cora Carmack.
Okay, yeah.
So the first one came out in like 17, I want to say 2017, and then she got sick, which I mean obviously is a very valid excuse and everything. So the second one was pushed back a year, and then we just have no news whatsoever on the third one. And like the second one was published in 2019, and we're in 2021 now, and we just have no news on when the third one is actually going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that because I want to finish the series. And right now I just feel like, well, I'm just not excited for it anymore.
But like the last like saga did end like on a cliffhanger. I see like that Hannah said something about it, but yeah. And so like I was like, okay, so I don't have to wait that long. They said a year.
Yeah. It's only a year. We can deal with a year.
I think I finished it like over almost 2 years ago.
So. Yeah, because I thought that year was supposed to like come to an end a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, maybe I should read it. I might make like a vlog just for it, because I watched I don't know, I don't remember her name, Katie or Caddy or something. Or she did like she's a booktuber. She did like reading saga, and it's just her in her room like reading it and being like crazy about it. So I was like, oh my god, so much fun. Sorry guys, I've not eaten since like.
It's fun. Enjoy your meal.
Yeah. So tasty.
Yeah. What are you having?
It's I'll show you. It's Chinese food. I don't know if you can see. I have some prawns, got some nice chicken, got some noodles. It's my boyfriend's dad. He's a really good cook, and I was away for quite a while, so it was like really nice to come back to nice food. Yeah. Well, this is what Han said. Wow, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I ever wrote a book, like I'd write the first one and just never complete the series, and people would hate me because I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So like I probably know how it finishes, but the middle would be too hard. So I'd be like, nah, it's fine. This is about my food. Yes, my food is very nice. Should we, in 3 minutes, we can have another reading sprint?
Yeah.
Looks like there's more people, Hanan, and I'm not sure who joined. So let us know what you're reading. And Famke, what are you reading?
Well, I like literally haven't read anything for like 2 weeks, I think. Just not since finishing Malice. Honestly, work has been a lot. So yeah, but I have. Wait, where's my screen? There. I have Valour here, and I was also thinking of maybe starting the Inheritance games because I'm just like in a major reading slump, and I feel like that might be just different enough to get me out of it instead of just fantasy.
What's Inheritance games? Is that like a sci-fi or?
Maybe it is fancy, but what I know is basically, a guy leaves someone their inheritance, but in order to get it, they have to, play games and solve riddles and that kind of stuff.
I'm so excited about reading that one because someone told me it was like kind of like the vibes of Knives Out, and I love Knives Out, so I do too. I'm excited. Yeah, such a good movie.
Yeah, I'm actually struggling like a little bit like with the fantasy like right now because like the last several weeks like all I've been reading is like contemporary romance.
Yeah.
I needed the serotonin, so like now I'm like on this and I'm like, who are all these characters again?
Yeah, I'm just
sorry.
No, I'm just like working at night and then I'll sleep late because I, get to bed at like 3:30 in the morning. So it's not like I'm getting up at 8 or something. And then I have to go to work at around 4 again. And I also have to do chores and everything else. So right now I just feel like I don't have a lot of time. But I just need to settle, basically, just, you know, figure out the best schedule. But yeah, but like I said, I mean, I've been in a reading slump for months.
That's the worst.
Yeah, and it's just, I also think that's why I just only rated Malice 3 stars. Because, like, in theory, it was everything that I should love in a book, but I just didn't care, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that sometimes.
I just didn't feel invested, and I'm sure that was more me than the book. But because, like, you know, in theory, what was in the book was perfect, but it just, I can't even really explain it. I just wasn't immersed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best book to read if you're like in a reading slump, because it's just
no.
Yeah, you need to be like in a good headspace, like enjoy
Yeah.
it. So I know what you mean. But yeah. Well, I'll just quickly go through Fires of Vengeance today. Hannah always reads so much. Like every time I talk to her, she's finishing a different book. It's just like, tell me your secret. You know what I mean? I've started like 5-6 books this month, 10% into all of them. I start Valour, Girl on the Train, and One Last Stop. Nice. I think I read The Girl on the Train. I think that was pretty good, actually. Actually, Hannon recommended me a really, really good historical romance. And if you're feeling like you need some serotonin, so I'd check it out. It's Countess Conspiracy. And it's like a historical romance about this girl who wants to be a scientist, but like she can't. So her best friend like claims her research is his so that she can publish it. And it's like so cute and like feminist. And it's like, it's awesome. It was so good. And there's also a lot about like consent and that kind of thing. It was really good. So
I'll have to.
Like, it's so good. I was like Cannon recommended it, and I was like, listen, I trust you with my life, but that cover looks trashy as hell. So I'm not sure about that. But then I actually read it, and it was just like so good. Like, so good.
Oh, it looks like it's part of a series.
It is, but it's like you know when it's like Friends, for example, and each of them has a different romance. So you don't have to read the previous ones. I didn't, and I still understood everything that was happening. I think it just probably adds to the cuteness because you see the other couples and stuff. But it was good. It was so good. Maybe this is what you need, Femke. Just like some good smack in historical romance. Some beautiful story. Like it was just so
I mean, if you have like historical romance or like paranormal romance or like, I'm here for it. I just need something, anything to get me out of this slump. But
that would be my recommendation.
Okay, so if you guys like enemies to lovers,
yes,
and you like slow burn romance,
yes,
you should read From Luke Off with Love. Yeah, From Luke Off with Love.
Is it about the ice skating? Yes, I've heard about that one.
It is. I am obsessed with Mariana Zapata because like every one of her romance books is around almost 600 pages, and there is so much relationship building and like so much like emotional like connection, like, and it's slow and it's like dialogue and it's like, oh my god. And I just like last month I read 2 of them. I just finished another like one of hers yesterday. And it's All Roads Lead Here, which is her newest one. And oh my god, like I'm just like, I want to marry the man that's in this. Okay, can like I please have a ring?
Hold on. Sorry, if you heard barking, that was my dog.
It's fine.
All right, I just check it out then.
Someone drove past and he's just, I mean, he thinks he's like a guard dog. He's not, but he just barks at everything that moves. So
fair enough. It's his job. Taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to have 20 minutes or do you want more?
I don't care. Whatever suits you.
20 then.
I think 20 is good because like these chapters are taking me a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. I was like, ending in the middle of a chapter.
Ooh, Marvelous Light. I wanted to read that one.
Marvelous Light.
Okay, so I just bought From Luke Off with Love, so I think I'm just going to read that because I feel like I need something like that right now because I feel like Valour is not going to help my reading skills.
Oh my god!
I love that book.
Yes. Sometimes, I feel like sometimes when you're in a reading slump, you also just need a win. You just need something that was good, didn't take it too long, and you enjoyed. So it's like then you have this like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah. And I just feel like because like I have so many books here, like so many books and so many unread ones, and I just don't know where to start, and that's stressing me out, and that's causing me to not read.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where to start. Even though there's probably a ton of books that I'll just rate 5 stars because I love them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you need somebody to talk about From Luke Off with Love with, I am here at your DM beck and call. Okay, like every step of the way. If you think, if you even for a second, like you said, maybe I should Yes, go ahead and message me. We'll talk about this. Okay.
No. Yes.
Okay, I'm adding it to my TBR. Like,
oh, it's so angsty. Like, and it's 500 pages of angst, and I love it. And like relationship building, it's great.
Oh my god, is there anything better than angst? It's just like
I don't, and it's not super smutty. Like I'll say like that. Like right now, it's not super smutty. But I don't need the smut. Like if I have like the relationship like building and like the emotional connections and stuff, like that's what I want.
Like, I feel like I don't need the smut. I just need the tension. Like as long as there's tension. That's better for me than actual smut because 9 times out of 10, whenever there's smut, the tension's gone and I won't like the book anymore.
This is why in historical romance they like hold a hand for 5 seconds. I'm like, oh my god.
Yes.
Losing my mind.
I saw her ankles.
It's too exciting. Oh, this is why I love Pride and Prejudice. I watched that movie so many times. It's just like they don't even kiss in like the normal version without the special ending, but like the scene where he takes her hand and helps her up to the carriage, I'm just like
oh, amazing. Just like that, like it's just like, oh, I love that so much.
Like, oh my gosh.
Oh, maybe we should start like another like reading group, like where we like read together, like or study like romance, and like we'll gush like over the whole thing.
Yes, we're like, oh my god, did you get to where they longingly look at each other from across the room?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, actually I love that idea. Maybe next series we can have a break and just read like a historical romance.
There is a historical romance series, like they just finished it. It's a trilogy. And it was like some book of the month picks. Let me get the name of it. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, so the third book is called Portrait of a Scotsman. It's by Evie Dunmore. That's the third book.
No, I've not heard of it, but I'm up for anything. So also it's okay. We've got Hannon. She knows every historical romance there is. She can just tell us what to read and we follow her.
Oh, it's called League of Extraordinary Women. It's first one's Bringing Down the Duke. The second one's A Rogue of One's Own, and then the third one's A Portrait of a Scotsman. And they're supposed to have like really like independent women in them.
Love that.
Yeah,
that sounds so good. And at first I was like, oh, Duke, I know that one. Then I realized every historical romance has like something with the Duke in it.
Oh, Duke of Brestwick is also like really good. It's like a non-fantasy contemporary like Beauty and the Beast kind of like retelling, but like with the Duke. And it's like he got like scarred like in the war. And so like, he's like he doesn't like want to talk to anybody because he's like embarrassed like of his scars, and he's like kind of like a real like, monster kind of like, like that really like overbearing personality. It's great. It's so great.
Awesome. Oh my god. Ooh, we could do that before like the new season of Bridgerton comes out or something. I feel like it's on theme.
I love Bridgerton.
I just did a rewatch as well. I
watched all of it in 2 days. It was so bad. I just didn't do anything except watch Bridgerton.
I know. I was like, why am I so addicted to? Like, I had dreams with them. I had like dreams of dancing in balls and all that crap. It was awesome. Oh. I think she means the Beast.
Yeah. No, I love it like when they're brooding and then like they soften up, and then it's just like I'm gonna be like a hard ass for everybody but her because I love her.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, you do that.
I know, like, you be a dick. It's fine.
Oh, I love that.
The best. Oh God. Good. Now I want to start historical.
Did you guys see like the drama going on over at Book Talk like right now with all of like with all the smut?
Yeah, wasn't it like some guy said that whatever he said, Chad or whatever his name was?
His name is No Good Chad. And I was watching some of his other stuff. I was like, wow, he's really like here like for the clout. He really is. And what was it? And so it was like going like around like how he was like saying like, oh, your romance books are no better than porn and all this other stuff. And it's like, Chad, you know, you maybe need to sit like somewhere else because like you're in the wrong area to be criticizing about this, okay?
Oh no. Oh my God. I don't even know if it's like he's trying to, I don't know, stir shit out. Like, no, it's not a good idea to say that. Also, I hate it when people like gatekeep like what reading is or whatever. I'm like, if I want to read smart, I'll read smart. And you just
I mean, so what? Even if it is like porn on paper, so what? Who cares?
Exactly.
If it's like, not hurting anyone, right?
Exactly. And next thing you know, we're going to be shaming sex workers. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even if it is porn, it's mine. Let me read it. I'm not bothering anyone.
Exactly.
It's just like having a good time, bro.
Yep.
I'm actually on my September TBR. There's the second book in the Brown Sister series.
Oh yeah. Okay. I read the first one.
Have a clue or something? Yeah, I read the first one and I loved it so much, and I'm really excited for the second one.
Is it like Take a Hint, Danny Brown, or is that the third one?
I think that's the second one, and then the third one is Act Your Age, Eve Brown, I think. And I think the second book is like Fake Relationship, which is like my absolute favorite trope of all time. It's just like, oh, that and Marriage of Convenience. This is why I love historical romance.
And they're so easy to get through. Like, I fly through those.
Yeah.
Literally, you can just like read that in like 2 days and have a great time, and it's just like enjoying yourself. I actually read something that was I read Punk 57. Yeah, it was for the $1,000 readathon. So it's just like I read it in a day, and like it was an experience and a half. It was like I loved it. See, Hannah gets me. She knows me and her.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, what was it? It was Lisa Brestwick. Like, there is a Marriage of Convenience in that too.
Okay. I need to make a spreadsheet. And just like every time I need to pick me up, that's when I go to like a nice romance, and I'm just having a good time. Because I love fantasy, but sometimes you just need a break.
I actually like a lot of Jennifer L. Armentrout stuff. Like, she does like a lot of paranormal romance, and like I finished the Lux series like a few months ago, and that was like all like aliens and like, you know, kind of like Twilight vibes, like with aliens kind of, but like I liked it. It was kind of fun. The first, I think, in my opinion, the first couple books like were the best, but there's like, they're not super smutty. It's just like, you know, a fun read. And then what was it? Like, she's got like another like one that's kind of like Percy Jackson, but it's steamy, I guess. Like, they're saying it's steamy.
I want that.
And it's kind of like a Greek kind of like romance kind of thing going on. So
that's pretty cool. She's the one that wrote also the From Blood and Ash, right?
So the first two books like were really good, but like the third book like was kind of like jarring, like for like I think like for like a lot of people, me included, because I was expecting like a fantasy like romance, and I got that from the third book, but it was more high fantasy. Like, they really like switched it into high gear, like, and did like a ton of world building like in the third book. So
yeah, it seems a lot of people didn't like the third book. Like,
I wasn't.
I was like, oh, do I want to go into it? They're so thick as well. It's just
yeah.
No, I'm going to continue on with the series because I'm curious to see like where they take it. I like the premise for it. I think the premise is like really intriguing, but the third book was like my least favorite so far.
Do you know how many books she's planning to write?
There's going to be 6, and then a couple spin-offs. Actually, like later on this year, like there's going to be a spin-off of one of the like some of the characters like that were in it, like kind of like a prequel, I guess, kind of thing. That kind of like will attribute to more world building, like in the main world, like of From Blood and Ash. So, and then she's coming out with the 4th book in the Blood and Ash series at the beginning of next year.
They're self-published, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's funny because like Barnes and Noble here has picked up them in hardcover. The next like one that is going to be in hardcover on Amazon, like they're starting to print them in hardcover, like on Amazon. Like everybody's like, and like then all these book boxes suddenly had like, you know, the special editions. Like so many places just picked them up. But like that was another slow burn like romance. Like it was like 600 pages of like angst in like the first book, and you know.
Yeah, I think there were like 3 different book boxes that announced special editions for Blood and Ash in like 2 weeks.
It really blew up. Everyone like talks about it like constantly.
Yeah. One was Illumicrate, the other was Fairy Loot, and the third one Bookish Box, I think.
Also like the big ones.
I went broke during that time. Disclaimer.
I'm very proud of myself. I only ordered 1 set.
Very proud of you.
I am not proud of me at all.
I mean, I have like 9 different editions of Empire of the Vampire pre-ordered, so
okay. I did the Waterstones.
Yeah, I have Waterstones, Forbidden Planet, Goldsboro, Dimox, Barnes and Noble, Obsidian, Mooncrate. I have the regular US edition. I have too many editions. I'm pretty sure I've forgotten some.
You sound like me, like when the Nevernight, like the last book for the Nevernight series came out.
I mean, I sound like me when Eddie LaRue came out.
That one too.
Look how that turned out.
Oh, did you pre-order the new illustrated one that's coming out?
Yes, I didn't even like the book, and I still pre-ordered it because it was so pretty.
I was gonna say, I thought you didn't like.
I love those books, but
no, I think it was mostly because my expectations were so different from what the book actually was that they just weren't compatible. So maybe if I reread it, I'll like it more. But I liked it and I could appreciate it, but I didn't love it. I would just say I didn't like
it. It was alright, but like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, it was okay for me. I didn't hate it or anything, but I was a bit underwhelmed. Also because it was like my most anticipated release of the year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, you guys, this is so off topic, but my most anticipated release of the year is Iron Widow. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes.
Like oh my god, and I got the ARC for it, and it was actually good, and now I need to tell everyone. I was like, oh my god, you lived up to expectations. Like my expectation, I was like, careful, because you're gonna set expectations so high, you're gonna hate it. So I was like cautiously optimistic, and it was so good. Like if you were thinking, should I get it? Yes, get it. It was so good.
Spoiler alert for Illumicrate, one of the upcoming Illumicrate box that's going to be.
Yeah.
Damn it! I canceled it, but then I could renew it. Maybe I should. So for me, it's like if I don't like the book, I don't buy the physical book. So I was like, I finished the book. I was like, I need the physical book right now. I need it on my like shelf. So that's how you know I really liked it, because I'm a bit stingy and I'm like really like if I didn't love it, I don't want it. So I'm so excited. And they probably have a special edition as well. Maybe I should renew it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the cover is going to be the same, but I think they have like embossing on the naked dust jacket, probably some kind of stenciled or sprayed edges.
Probably
maybe
as well.
Like
and I'm obsessed with the offer, so maybe I won't.
If it looks anything like the She Who Became the Sun Illumicrate exclusive edition, it's going to be beautiful.
That was very pretty.
Oh my god.
Like I was going to show you, but it's like over there. It's like and I'm not going to get up because I'm like too tired and lazy.
That's fair enough. And yes, Hanan, it was everything I wanted. Now I'm really scared that you won't like it, but it was everything I wanted, so it was great.
I mean, not everyone is going to like every book, so that's okay too.
But you know when you like swear by something, like you're like, my soul depends on this. So I was like, I actually filmed the review. It's gonna come soon, but I'm so excited. But yeah, that's good that you told me about Illumicrate. I might renew my subscription just for that month and get it like special edition, because normally I don't care, but this one I really want it, and especially if it's like signed and stuff, I feel like that's nice.
I'm hoping to read my most anticipated release because I got proof for ARC for it from NetGalley. It was Under the Whispering Door.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna read it this month.
That's a TJ Klune book,
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got a proof from NetGalley, and I'm hoping to read that one like really soon.
Yeah. It's coming out this month, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Yeah,
behind on my arcs, like though. Like I'm trying to keep up. Like if I read the arcs that I want to read like this month, I will be at least a month ahead, and then I can just read those, like, and I'll be fine. But like I gotta proof like 10 arcs all at once, so I've been trying to do like 2 or 3 like a month, you know, like in between like everything else. So
yeah. Well, for me, it's like where, you know, when you first make your NetGalley account, you're so excited and you just like request all these things that you're not actually excited about. And so now I have like a backlog of things that I'm like, I don't even want to read it, but you can't really like unwann it. So I want to get my rating up so I can get approved to like things that I'm really excited about, because I actually applied for it Under the Whispering Door, but didn't get it. But I was like, it's okay. I'll make myself happy with Iron Widow. But yes, I need to like read all these books that I'm not even excited about. So now I'm like super curated. Like, unless I really want to read it, I'm not requesting it, because it just brings down your rating, and then you're like,
oh yeah, I heard about that.
This is awesome. He's so talented. I really loved his what is that book he wrote?
House of the Cerulean Sea.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was such a good book.
Extraordinaries is really good too. If you like superheroes, like quirky, like gay teen superheroes, it's great. And there's 2 best friends like on the side that are sapphic, they're both girls, like, and they're together. So like you have that too, which is great. It's just the second book, in my opinion, was better than the first one, but I am so excited because I got approved for that one on NetGalley too, and like I read that as soon as I got it because like I was so excited.
Nice. Okay, it might be my next one after Under the Whispering Doors.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay, should we actually read?
Yes.
Ooh, Tortured Heroes. Okay, all right, getting distracted. Need to read. Be productive.
Honestly, she knows all the historical fiction romances. She knows everything. All right. I'm sharing my screen. Need to put some light on. It's so dark in here.
I really need to sit down and read some Outlander because I've watched a lot of those series too.
I read the first book and I actually thought it was like, it was just so slow. I was like, why?
Maybe it'd be better on audio. My mom has read all of them on audio. She loves them.
I think it would be
Fraser.
But I really like the show as well. I only watched the first 2 seasons, I think, but I've been around the block once or twice with historical romance. Is the Outlander books worth it? I only read the first one and I thought it was like the show was better in my opinion because it was better paced. But like if you want smart, there you go. There's smart in it. So it's so long though. I'm like, is it worth for this smart? I don't know. Okay, starting the timer. Let's do this.
If I fall asleep, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Good luck. Hope you like it. Maybe this will be a solution to all your problems.
I'm here if you have any comments.
I'll let you know.
How did we do?
We read about like 7%, I think, from Look Up with Love. I mean, it's like iPad pages, and they're weird. So I think it's about like 7%.
What are you thinking so far? I mean, it's not really. You're not really far into it.
I'm like barely on day 2, so not a lot has happened yet.
Fair enough.
I haven't even met like the love interest. So.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't really know much about it, to be fair, but if you like it as well, I need to check it out because so many glowing reviews.
I mean, I'm not disliking it at the moment,
yeah,
but it's just we're still just establishing, who the main character is and everything.
Sorry, someone's sneaking in quietly. Love that. 14 pages. Yeah, I think I read about 12, maybe. I almost finished a chapter, just have like a couple lines left. But I'm on chapter 5. So much happened. Oh, well, I feel like so much happened, but just dealing with repercussions.
Yeah, I read like a little over a chapter. So
nice. Yeah. Nice one. Anyone else? How much do you read? It's not a competition, of course. And was it good what you read, I guess? That's the question.
That's probably the most important question, though.
It is. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, I was traveling a lot, so I feel like I've been reading very little, so I'm excited to go back to like reading more regularly. But I'm really enjoying the Eye of the World. Like, I open it, read like 2 pages, and fall asleep. So it's like not very efficient. About 3 chapters. That's good. 9 pages. Oh no, 9 pages left. Nice. Oh man, that's satisfying to like finish a book while doing sprints.
Yeah.
I think I read the digital fortist. So it's quite good from what I remember.
I mean, I read Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code by him, and they're kind of like, like, I know they're not that great, but I just love them anyway. Because like objectively, they're not that good, but
I had a really big Dan Brown kick, I think, in high school. But so I read the Da Vinci Code, and I read the Angels and Demons, and I thought they were brilliant. Like, I really, really enjoyed them. And then I read all his other books, and probably by book 3, I realized he has a formula and he sticks to it in every single book. Yeah. Like, once you read 1 or 2, you kind of can guess what's gonna happen at every beat of his story in different books. I haven't read his latest, so maybe changed. But I just felt like it was like, I know what was gonna happen. Like, someone's gonna betray, and there's gonna be this person, and blah blah. It's just like really formulaic. So I just wish he like mix it up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I think I will like it. I don't think you were here when I was talking about it, but I really enjoyed the first book. It's really good. But yeah, I'm just so tired at the end of the day, and I feel like it has such a soothing, like, at least it was soothing till now, because there's like a big attack that happens. So I'm just like, I read a little and I'm like, whoop, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm out of it. But I was like on the plane, I was like, I need a nap, but I can't fall asleep. So I took it out. I was like, read a little bit, and I was like falling asleep. I was like, thank you. Oh, Perrin. Yes, he is the cutest. I like him. I like Rand as well. For those who don't know, it's Wheel of Time characters. So much like happening in that book. They're just like talking. And there's like so much lore, and I'm just like, I've not read a 15 book series in such a long time. I'm just like, don't even know what to expect.
Like, I don't think I ever read a 12 or 15 book series, to be honest.
Yeah, not a proper like adult one. Maybe when I was a kid, you know.
I heard there is a Wheel of Time companion book, like that gives you like all the characters, like all the locations and everything else. And I feel like if I continue on like with that series, I'm gonna need to get that, because there's like apparently like there's like a whole like, you know, thousands of characters like in this book series.
Yeah. Hannah said, "Isn't it 14?" I don't know. Kira said 15. I thought it was 12. So now I'm like, I don't actually know how many.
It's a lot. 10 plus. So let's just say 10 plus.
I know that there's a prequel book in there too.
I think like one of the longest series I've read is probably Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And then I haven't read the prequel. I still have to, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, is that one like 6 books? No, 8 books?
7. It's 7 books and a prequel.
Yeah,
but I haven't.
That's the last one. I was like, do I care?
Yeah. I mean, I have such a love-hate relationship with Sarah J. Maas's books.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, I'm actually really excited for Crescent City too, because like I was not expecting it, but I love the first book, so I'm really excited.
Yeah. So for me, it's like just looking at like Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass. I really loved like the first in Throne of Glass, like the first 5 books, and then for Court of Thorns and Roses, the first 2, and then I really kind of disliked the 6th book in Throne of Glass because it was about a character I didn't like. And then the 7th book, sorry, it's just, I don't know, I have issues with that one. And I have a lot of issues with the last book, the last one, the 3rd book in Court of Thorns and Roses as well. So for me, it's like the first couple of books are fine, and then it just goes like this, at least for me. So
I just read this.
Yeah.
I know. You're my mate. Oh god.
Yeah, I just can't help reading those kinds of things in like Australian accents.
Yeah, we say mate a fair bit in England, but it's like for a friend, not like whatever. I just find it so funny how she uses like she has her own like her own quirks, let's call it, and it's so like
I have the same with like males. Like,
oh, I hate it, male.
Why?
She says that instead of man.
Yeah, I know why, but it bothers me. That probably bothers me more than like men when they say like males and females, because then I feel like we're just like literally talking about animals. And I mean, I suppose in a way we kind of are animals, you know. But yeah.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I just like.
But yeah, I was like very hesitant for Crescent City, and then I like read it in 2 days.
Wow, that's impressive, because that's a big book.
Yeah, I just couldn't stop reading. I was like completely obsessed, but I just don't want to get excited in case, you know, I start hating it again, because I feel like that's a very, you know, I can't English, I'm sorry.
A real possibility.
That, yes.
I know what you mean. No, that like I did a reading vlog and I think that's the favorite video I've ever made. It's just like I had so much fun because it was spoilers, so I was just like, oh my god, this. It was just so much fun. So I can't wait to like read the second book. I don't even know when it's coming out. I don't think there's a cover yet either. It's just like a title or something.
I think it was like February next year.
Okay.
I think
that's not too bad.
I hope the cover for the second book is as pretty as the one for the first one, and the end papers.
Oh my god, that first one's so pretty. Like I actually have the hardback and everything. I was like, I need this.
Like if they switch covers again, if they change the covers again, I'm going to be really mad.
I'm gonna throw down, man. I'm gonna throw the book at them. It's a brick as well, so it'll hurt. But the first book was already so big. I'm scared of how big the second book will be.
See, I don't mind that, because my problem with a lot of like urban fantasy is that it's like too short, and therefore it just everything is rushed because we have world building and everything, and it's just like too much in too little words what they're trying to do. So I really appreciate how big it is, because I feel like the book actually did everything it needed to do. And I mean, lots of people also say that like the first part is info dumpy, but I personally, it didn't really bother me. I'm not saying it wasn't info dumpy, but it just didn't bother me.
Yeah, no, I think the first like 20% maybe I was like, I'm not enjoying it because it's just so much exposition and it's just like it doesn't even make sense because you don't understand everything. But then once it clicks, I think it was like, yeah.
I was so confused about all the random Norse things I think that were in there, and I was like, whoa, what's this? What did she do?
Yeah, there's so many characters and like quite a few creatures as well. And I was just like, I need to be sat down and explained because it was like info dumpy, but also under explained at first. I feel like later it was okay. So it was just like a first couple like 100 pages you need to just like get over it and kind of get into.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people about that, but it really didn't bother me. I was just like, I was like, oh, that's going to be the love interest, and then stuff happened, and I was like, okay, that's not going to be the love interest, apparently.
I didn't even I don't know if this is a spoiler. I think it's not because some people said it in like the synopsis. But you know her friend, what happens to her? Yeah. I didn't know about it. So I was proper like shocked because like I didn't know what the book was about that much. I just knew it was about like I don't know, like urban fantasy, so I was gonna read it. And then I was like shocked and like appalled and so like upset about it. And then I realized some people include it in the synopsis, and I think it's in the actual synopsis as well. So you actually should know about it, but I didn't know about it. So when I tell them, I don't really tell what's happening. It's just like just go into it.
I mean, same. I didn't really know anything going into it. I mean, at some point, that's what I have with nearly all of the books. At some point, I will have read the synopsis and then just put it on my TBR and then forget about it. And then, hey, let's read this one. And then, proceed to be utterly shocked about certain events that are like literally in the synopsis. So
I love that.
Yeah, that's the best though. And you're like, oh, what?
That's why I just never give synopsis in my videos because I don't know them. Because, like I will have read it at some point because I put it on my TBR, so it must have interested me. But I have no idea what this is about at this, point in time.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I was reading Firekeeper's Daughter and the exact same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, something that was in a synopsis happened. I was shocked because I didn't read the synopsis. I was like, yeah, it's a cool cover. I'll read it. It was such a good book as well if you're interested at all. But like, I was like, oh, what? And then it felt so shocking. I was like losing my mind, and I realized it's in the synopsis.
But yeah, like the other day, I actually did read a synopsis before reading the book. And it was like the third book in a series, and that synopsis spoiled like 75% of the entire book of the third book in a series. And I was like, we're still not out of like synopsis territory. What is going to happen?
I hate that. I hate it when the synopsis tells you so much and then you have to wait for like 5 years for it to actually happen. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, and then I was like, there was going to be a war and everything. And then I was like, well, at this rate, we're going to run out of book before we actually get to the war. Because like the war was like literally 2 chapters. And it was very disappointing.
Yeah.
And I was not happy.
Yeah, that's why I like going in blind. Just like, whatever, I don't need to know.
Yeah, but I felt like, well, for this time, let's just read the synopsis. Let's be a proper booktuber and everything. And then I was like, okay, I'm not doing this again if this is going to be the result.
Yeah. I'm always like, I don't know what it's about. The cover's pretty. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It's just like, goodbye.
Exactly. Like, I have no idea what this is about. Like, genuinely, I don't. But it was pretty. So.
Oh, I don't know, though. Sorry, you saying something.
Like, when I, read synopsis and, everything, that was good about the book is in the synopsis, I'm like, wow, you guys really didn't have anything else to give me, did you?
Yeah.
Honestly, so I read, I said She's Too Pretty to Burn on audiobook because I really liked the cover, and I started reading it, and I was like, oh no, is this just a contemporary? Because it just felt like a contemporary, and nothing to contemporaries, but I just don't really read them that much unless they're like romance or something. And then I read the synopsis, and it turns out there's like a couple murders, and it's a thriller. I was like, okay. And then the murder doesn't happen till 70% into the book. So it was like, I was missold and also spoiled, and it just felt so like the synopsis was done poorly, or the book had a weird pacing where like it just kind of switched genres, and I was like, I don't even like. I ended up giving it 2 stars because also the main characters are such a drama, so I was like, okay, yeah, it was just so random. So weird.
One book that I really love that's just not fancy at all is this one, The Strings of Murder. Wow, wait, let me see. This is set in Edinburgh in 1888. This is kind of paranormal, but kind of not. That's the point. You don't really know, like, is it actually paranormal or is there, like, an actual scientific explanation for this? And this is the first one, but in the third book, it's like a murder mystery without an actual murder. But the murder, like, it's I don't want to spoil, but in the third one, there's not really a murder until, like, way late in the book. But it's still super interesting. And there's, like, let me just, sorry. They're, like, right here. I have the first 4. Well, these are, like, the second. I love how pretty these look like this.
They're really pretty.
But, yeah, they're just... I really love these. They're super, super intriguing, especially because, like, okay, like, but is it paranormal? Is it not? You don't know.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, it can be done well, I guess. I was just like, I'm not sure what I'm being sold, and I feel like it's just not being.
No, exactly. I mean,
yeah, but
you just said, like, well, the murder didn't happen until, like, 70% in. I was like, well, I know a book. You know, it's a murder mystery.
Yeah, I know,
actual murder.
Yeah. It's true. Oh, Hannah's very right that some synopses just need to be shorter. Yep. Trailers, you know when they put the whole movie in a trailer? Like they put like a last scene or something. I'm just like, what are you doing? It's terrible.
Yeah, or I have that sometimes with horror movies when they put like every single jump scare or something like that in the trailer, and then I'll just be watching the trailer, the movie. I was like, yeah, but I already knew that one and that one, and this is not a surprise either. It's like, why?
Honestly, no. Sometimes I'll go like I'll have just like, oh, I want to watch some trailers, or just watch like trailers of trashy movies, and they tell you the whole story basically in the trailer. Just like, how shit is this? Yeah. Like, you don't know how to do a trailer well. It's like it was a teaser trailer, but there was a really good trailer recently for You season 3. I thought it was a really clever one. It's just like Joe, because I don't know, it's a spoiler, but he's gonna have a kid. He's a killer or whatever. And it's just like making a cake and talking to the kid, but it's like not even showing anything. It was just so creepy. I loved it. I was like, this is how you do a trailer, not put the entire thing in and be like, yeah, come see me. Why would I come see you?
But I also have that with some fantasy books where the synopsis really doesn't tell you anything what it's about. Like, she doesn't want a relationship. He does, you know, just those really vague statements, and you just really don't even know what it's about. Like, it could be about street racing, or it could be about doctors, or, you know, you don't know because the synopsis just doesn't tell you what it's actually about. Just like these really vague statements about the main characters that I feel like often aren't even really true.
Yeah, they make it a bit dramatic.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's, I guess, season 2 spoilers, but you'll see.
Have you guys read the books?
No.
Are they good?
I read the first 2. The first one was amazing. Like, I read it in a day, could not put it down, was just enamored with it. I loved like the way it was written. And then I got to the second book and I'm like, wow, I was like, this is awful. And I heard that they were making like they're writing a couple more books, but like I don't even care. I like they could have left it as a standalone, it would have been fine.
I've heard that people say that. Then the first book was really, really good because it was like unique. And then the second book I think isn't even the second person, it's just like first person.
Which one was it?
You. And then the second book was called Hidden Bodies.
Yeah, oh no, I haven't read them or watched the series or whatever.
Yeah, I watched the first season and
I mean, I'm so behind on series. I literally just started watching Prison Break. So that's like 2005 or something. So that's how behind I am on series.
Yeah, I just started watching Downton Abbey because Hannah told me to watch it. I was like, sure, whatever, I'll watch it. The first episode was boring, and now I'm so into it. I'm just like, amazing. But that's also like, everyone was like really into it like ages ago, and I'm here by myself, just like really into it.
That's what I had with Bridgerton. I mean, I think one of the only ones where I just, was on time with the hype was Shadow and Bone. Because I was like, I'm not going to watch this because, the books are okay, but the series usually isn't. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, this looks interesting. And I was like, all right, let's watch it. And then I just literally binged it in a day. I just started it like immediately when it came online. And then I took a break for dinner, but basically finished like 1.5 hours actually after, the time you would physically be able to finish it. So I just spent the entire day watching Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, I thought it was done really well. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I need the second season like immediately.
I know.
I need more Milo.
Yeah.
So I only had like one complaint about that though, because like I was very like, I read both the Six of Crows duology and the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and like the fact that they were both happening like at the same time, like was like really kind of like off-putting like for me like a little bit, because like the Shadow and Bone, like I know is supposed to be like, before anything that happens to Six of Crows, and Six of Crows is supposed to feel more modern than the Shadow and Bone one, and they were trying to like to mesh the two, and to me like that just, I didn't like, I liked seeing all the characters, like I liked having like all those characters, but like I just didn't, I don't know, like to me like that was just different.
Honestly, like something that bothered me more was the fact, like, how did they get the train tracks through the fold? Because when the fold was created, there were no trains.
Yeah,
it's like
honestly, when you think about it too much, it all falls apart. But I do feel like it could have been a bit boring without the Six of Crows sections, because like the main story is not as sophisticated or like as, I don't know. I just feel like it would have been maybe a bit boring.
I also feel like, especially like Jasper really added a lot of humor to the series.
Mm. Yeah, he's like my favorite. I didn't even like it. Well, in the book I thought it was fine, but I loved him in the show. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like in the books, Kaz is one of my favorite characters, but in the show, I think he's actually, well, I don't want to say least favorite characters because I still liked him, but he's getting overshadowed by the others, in my opinion, because I just feel like they're so well done.
Yeah, I thought all of them were good. It's just like I didn't feel anything towards Jasper in the books, and here I like really loved him. At least I don't remember like really loving him in the books, but it was ages since I read it, so.
Yeah, definitely. But I also feel like it was darker than I thought it was going to be. In the sense, like, people dying and, being brutally murdered and all that kind of stuff. Because I think it was, like, literally, like, episode 1 or something with a Volcra and everything. Like, people being ripped apart and everything. And I was like, well, no, it was with, with the cut thingy. Where you literally see, like, the guy just falling apart. And I was like, okay, well, this is much more graphic than I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't personally mind that, but
I liked it. I mean, like that to me, like they didn't spare like anybody, they didn't soften it up for any, like, like to save anybody anything.
No, definitely. Like it's not a complaint. It's just something that I noticed in that sense. It's like, for me, it's a positive, but it's something that I didn't expect.
Yeah. No, I didn't expect it either, but I agree with you. I liked it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's because Shadow and Bones, they're not that dark. I mean, maybe not like graphically brutal, but then
I don't remember it being that dark. Like maybe it was, but I don't remember it being like that.
It's more like he does the cat, but they don't like explain how the guts are flying away. You know what I mean?
No,
it's fair. Like, but here it's like you see it visually, so maybe it's a bit more jarring. Also, I think Six of Crows, maybe it's a bit more like brutal and stuff. So maybe they just try to like find the middle ground between the two. Also, like, people love Six of Crows so much more than Shadow and Bone, I think. I feel like if it wasn't for Six of Crows, Shadow and Bone wouldn't be as, like, revered. So I think that's why they decided to do Six of Crows, because, like, they probably brought a lot of people that otherwise might have been like, meh, I'll give it a miss, but they wanted to check out the Six of Crows.
Also, I love Ben Barnes as the Darkling.
Honestly, Ben Barnes is like, I was in love with him when he was Prince Caspian and I was a kid. I'm still in love with him. Didn't he just do like a post about him turning 40? I was like, how is he 40?
Yes, he is 40, and I'm like, how?
It's insane. Like, oh my god.
I like, my absolute favorite scene was with David, when he was, David was like, and then the Darkling was like, you don't need to put up your finger, like, you can just
and he's like, oh my god,
that energy or something.
I just love David as well, because I know him as Freddy from Skins, and like I was in love with Freddy from Skins like way back when I was like 14 years old. So I was like, oh my god, look at him getting the roles, and I think he did it really well.
Yeah,
I was at first like, he's supposed to be not handsome, like, come on, like, he's really hot. But I really like how he like played it, and you know that scene where he like throws the book because he gets funny.
Yeah, but I think like those random scenes just made it really enjoyable to watch as well, because like we get some humor in between the serious grim topics of people dying and everything.
Yeah.
And I personally also really loved watching like the Darkling's backstory, like getting those couple of scenes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I thought it was done pretty well. It was like interesting to see where it came from. For me, the biggest thing was like they fixed Mal, because like I'm the #1 Mal hater. I think he's like, oh my god, I have so many complaints in the books, but I think what they did in the series really helped. Like, I'm still not like, oh my god, Mal, the best character ever, but I'm like, okay, fine, he's not as bad. So like they fixed him, so I'm fine with it. And I also think they fixed Alina, because Alina in the books, she was just so passive. But here she's really like active character, and I think that just works way better.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so scared about what Mal was going to be like in the series, and I feel like Archie just plays it so well. And also what you say, like they just fixed him.
Yeah. You know, it was way more gruesome than I thought it would be. The necklace. How it merged into her skin. I was like, what the hell, bro? It was supposed to be a necklace, but I actually liked what it did. I feel like I like what it symbolizes and like all of that. But at first I was like, oh, get it off, because I get like really itchy skin just looking at it.
I do think it's kind of a shame that they didn't keep it the way in the books. Like, you actually had to fashion a necklace out of it instead of it being like consumed, I guess, being absorbed.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it was kind of cool because it was like, it really showed the violation, you know, of like him, you know, her. So I like that, how that was like a visual of how like intrusive it was and how visceral and gross. But I do like, I'm just really confused what they're gonna do because doesn't she get a crown at some point? Or was it not a crown, but something like she gets multiple ones, right?
Yeah,
they're all gonna be like, oh, you know, it was disgusting when he put like the bit of bone in his hand. I thought that was really gross. Like, like, not into that.
That was a bit iffy.
Yeah, it's just, so I was just like, I think she gets something for her head. So is it gonna merge with her head, or if she does it to herself, she can just put it on? I don't know. But I'm just really curious how they're gonna handle that. Yeah. Also, I'm really curious how they're going to finish, because I think there's a perfect ending and it was not the one in the books. So I'm really kind of hoping they go off track. But
I hated the original ending in the books. I hated it.
I hated it so much too. I was like literally ready to throw the book across the room. I was like, what is this bullshit?
Honestly, I feel like nearly every single ending is better than the one we got. At least the ones like I can think of.
Yeah, like maybe like in an alternate universe, like Ben Barnes, like it's like actually possessed, and you know, Alina ends up with Ben Barnes.
Yeah, I was like, to be fair, in the books, I was like, I just want her by herself. Like, I just want her by herself. I don't want her with because like the Darkling Like you'd have to redeem her quite a lot, I think. But or she just turns evil, which I'm also on board.
Yes.
But I was like, just be by yourself, but not fucking Mal. Like he pisses me off so much. When I think of book Mal, it's just my blood boils. Like everything he represents, I'm just like, oh, you're the worst.
Yeah. But I feel like Ben Barnes plays it so well because I feel like he's a villain with a reason. Like he's not, evil for the sake of being evil. He genuinely thinks he's the good guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really realize that genocide is not necessarily a thing good guys do.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I feel like it's been ages since I read the books, so I might be wrong, but I feel like those flashback scenes kind of helped establish why he's doing it and why he's like, it just made it a bit more like, oh, okay, it makes sense, and also like he made it more sympathetic, which I think they want to do anyway because everyone loves the Darkling and everyone loves Ben Barnes, so they want you to be like simping after him. But I do think they did a pretty good job. Like I quite liked it. Yeah, he went about it the wrong way, but it kind of makes sense.
I also love how he plays. In the first like half of the season, probably he's like very charismatic and manipulative, honestly. And then at a specific point, you can just see him. Okay, now he's evil Ben Barnes. Like it's just like a switch.
Drop the act kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, well, now I'm pissed.
Yeah, I think one thing that they really mangled though was like the Bagra training scenes. Like I feel like in the books it was quite like well done, and like you learn a lot about Alina and she learns a lot about herself, blah blah blah. In the movie she just hit her a lot of times. I was like, what is this supposed to teach us? It was all like in that Alina's head is like a mental block that she put there. So like you beating her with a stick is not gonna solve the problem. I just felt like that was totally like could have done such a good job, and the actress playing her is really good as well. So I don't know why they like totally.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe one of like my least favorite things. That like they said Alina was sick and sickly and everything. I didn't see it, and I mean I get like she really shouldn't have to starve herself or anything like that, but I didn't see her change.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right. And like they could have at least added some like dark circles and like made her like you can do it with makeup to make people look like a little bit more sickly and stuff. Like I love that in the books, like how that's handled, and I feel like it says a lot. And like that's why I didn't like the ending, because I feel like it also implicates a lot of things towards the ending and stuff. And like, but it was cool like how Alina, like once she used her power and became herself, like truly, that's when she got like healthy and happy and whatever. But you're right, in the show you could barely like.
And I also feel sorry, but I think in the show she knew that she
that was the other
had
thing.
powers, and in the book, if I remember correctly, she didn't.
No, she like repressed it so hard that she didn't even know.
Yeah, but she didn't even know, and I feel like in the series she kind of did, because she did the pain thing to stop her from manifesting her powers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think in the books wasn't it? She literally just her sheer power of will.
Yeah,
like did not show anything because she was like, I don't want to leave, which is like makes more sense with the blockage, the mental blockage, and how she overcomes it, rather than in the show where it's like, well, she knew and nothing really blocks her. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure like if she actually knew or not, but like the way it's handled makes me think that she knew.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's
okay. Do you want to have one more sprint and then we call it a day? Or
yes, I'm definitely not going to stay beyond the next sprint because I'm like nearly falling asleep as is, and I have like another day in the car tomorrow. So
fair enough. Well, should we do 15 minutes then?
I mean, we can do 20. That's fine. But it's like I'll be visiting my sister tomorrow again.
Fair enough. All right. Let me share a screen. Yeah, I'm tired too. We barely slept because I had a really early flight. Although I had a coffee just before, I was like, if I don't have a coffee, I'm going to fall asleep on this live. So
see, sometimes I just wish I liked coffee.
You learn to like it when you're desperate. I feel like I used to hate it, and now I'm like, I need it.
I guess I've never been desperate enough because I still don't like coffee.
Uni makes you that made me desperate at least. Someone was talking about beautiful books, and it's so true. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Okay, I'm putting the timer on. Let's do this. So perfect. I literally just finished the chapter like with 20 seconds to spare. All right. So, I don't know, how much did you read the whole thing? I read 44, which I feel is like a decent. At least I started.
I'm at like 12% in the book now, I think.
That's good.
I think. Like, maths is not my strong suit, and I'm like nearly asleep, so it could be more or less, but I think it's about 12.
I don't know. What about you, Kira? What chapter are you on?
Let's see. I just started chapter 11.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I just finished 6. So.
Yeah, it's getting more interesting the further I get into it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but every time there's a new POV character, I go to the little like briefing on who they are. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough.
There's so many characters.
Yes.
Oh god. Yeah.
That's why I often just really like reading something like contemporary between high fantasy and everything, because in general I feel like contemporary romance has like 3 main characters or something, and that's just about it.
Yeah.
Like maybe 5 side characters, but like I can remember who those are, as opposed to like the gazillion characters in something like Malice or The Wheel of Time or Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, those kinds of series.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. But so I don't know, probably have the live show 2-3 weeks from now, so everyone has plenty of time to read it.
Yes.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm busy 2 weeks from now, so I feel like it's gonna be 3 weeks from now, if that's okay. But we can figure it out. But you guys probably have 2-3 weeks if you want to join on the Valour train. So no need to pressure. Last time we moved the thing, actually people seemed really happy. They're like, oh good, I can finish. But then a lot of them actually went to read Valour right away, so they finished. Yep. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You having your life together.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm so busy lately, just with like mostly work, even though it's basically like only 30 hours. It's not even full time, but it's just, I don't know, birthdays and my sister giving birth and everything, and it's just all over the place right now.
Yeah, I do feel weirdly that summer is busier. Like I always have, like, because you go on a holiday, you have so much to do. Well, especially now that I don't have school, so it's just work. So I work anyway. So like I feel like I'm actually busier in the summer. So I think fall's gonna be it for reading as well. Got so many plans and stuff. I'm very excited.
Yeah, the way it's looking now, I might have even less time in fall than I did in summer.
You still studying, or did you finish?
That's kind of the question. I don't know. I may have finished if it's a good grade. If it's not a good grade, I still have something left to do. So
they haven't told you yet what your grade is.
No, I had an extended deadline. So my deadline was the 4th of August, and my professor's like yearly leave was the month of August. So I'm not sure if he works weekends, basically, but I could be getting it any moment now, except that it's like, nearly 11 p.m. for me, but, like any day now, but I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I hope it goes well.
Yeah.
And good luck with the new job, Kira. When do you start?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hope it's great.
I do too. I'm really nervous.
Oh no, Larissa's asking how long we'll be going. Unfortunately, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so we're kind of saying goodbye.
Yeah.
But come next month, I guess, whenever we get around to it. Also, well, I don't want to spoil, but I'll spotlight this one. Me too. For a second, I thought maybe, but then no.
Yeah.
Too sad. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying Six Crimson Cranes. I think I'm gonna start it once I finish all the books that I started right now. Probably half a month. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining. If you were also joining for the read along, like I said, probably about 2-3 weeks, and we're gonna have a live show, so you still have time. And yeah, I guess we'll just like go on Twitter and see what's up. Now that I started the book, I can do the 100 pages check-in thingy. I feel like I've been bad, but I was like, I don't know. I have not gotten to 100 pages. Yay. Yeah. Yes, I'm very excited too. I feel like it's gonna be intense. Okay, well, thanks so much. Should I? Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.